Yo. Greetings again, guys. It's your boy, Kadifli Quintin Mteto, and I go by the name of Quintin Pips. Abanye bambizo nyambo suthingisayo maqoqa amapips abanye befuna umsebenzi. Welcome to another exciting show, Get to Know the Artist, hosted by Beauty Campus TV. So today we have Galore the poet who goes by the name of Luzugo Unyanguda. Welcome, my brother. Welcome to the show. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Thank you
soft, my brother. Soft, my brother.
So we decided to bring you into the show so that people can get to know more about Galore the poet. Who's Galore the poet? Who's Luzugo? What's the difference? What's your background? So can you start from there?
I would say Luzugo is a boy from Rampampa. I went Kulele Rampampa, and I'm very proud of having a background of being a village boy because it taught me a lot. That's my foundation. I kula into Ikasi. I went to an African school, but I used to enjoy the English class. So hence Galore the poet.
Okay. Can you tell me about your hometown? Like you just said you moved from Kasi to Kasi.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the northwest, Yangtala. The younger version of me was very naughty, Yangtala. So let's say I went to different schools, and then I ended up being in a hostel. So so the schools. That's where, yeah.
Okay. So when you say your younger version of yourself was naughty, what do you mean?
I did a lot of things when I was younger, so I'm a changed man now. I'm sure I school in some the first one because of something I did, Mary.
The name of the show is Get to Know the Artist. When you say you did something, just be specific. What is it that you did that's made you to move from school to school so that you ended up in the hostel, the one you named?
It's just it's a lot of build-ups, because to be honest, imagine you come from a village, you move to Ikasi, and as Ikasi rough. Isn't there Ikasi? There's a lot. So me, it was my first time being exposed to Ikasi lifestyle type thing. Yeah. So in that transition from a place where kungana gangsterism, kungana to a place where there's a lot of that, and me wanting to explore, I ended up moving with the wrong people. I was doing certain things that were not right.
But what's the naughtiest thing you did in your younger version self before you became the changed man?
Chief, that one, it's very dangerous.
Get to know the artist. Don't forget that. Let us know.
Let me not tell you the highest one. Let me just. So in high school, Boma grade 9, I once skipped school just to go play GTA 5. Yeah, that's something like I can't go.
Is that naughty for you?
Chief, that's it's all fair to support my class. I jump on my face. Yeah, my man. It's in high school.
Who did you grow up with?
Who did I grow up with?
Siblings, friends, and everything like.
Dog. Me, I had a full-fledged family, dog. I had my timer, my old lady. I had my brother and my sister. But then in high school, that's where the separation happened. Now my timer is that side, my old lady is that side. That's where the dynamics changed. But from a young age, it was a solid family until my high school type vibe.
Like, do you have any close friends or siblings that you
close friends?
Family, yeah.
I used to have close friends. Now I have people I know, and I have homies though. I have my niggas like Usab, Zau, Prosper, Neo, and Caesar. Those are my homies. Low-key. Yeah.
Okay, can I just put my nose in your business a bit? You just said your family structure was combined from the young age until high school, until your father and your mom went separate ways. Yeah. What happened that led to that? And how was it for you? How was the situation for you? The transition of having a good family structure into having a separated family structure. How was the?
To be honest, I can say that when that happened in high school, I was at hostel, so I was actually staying away from home. So when I get home, I used to see good man. Low key, it's not family is not family anymore, and there's a bit of differences here and there. I used to see good eventually they're gonna separate. So I prepared myself emotionally and physically good I can see where this is going. But It didn't change that much because by high school I'm a grown man. I know the concept of life. These things happen.
Okay, now I understand. Like, so how was your high school life from that transition to the high school life? How was it?
Nah, to be honest, my high school life was lit, dog. I don't know, man. I have this thing of I love people. I always embrace people, so I'm always around a lot of people, and I end up being known by a lot of people. So in high school, I was kind of like popular. When a lot of people knew me and loved being around me, so I enjoyed their company. They enjoyed mine. So I didn't really feel the difference because I felt like I'm living a total different life. Because I wasn't with my family. In high school, I used to rent. I used to live how you live now in varsity, back in high school.
And how was the experience for you?
It was late though. I had varsity is nothing.
So you just said you are a changed person from then to now. Like, what's the difference?
What's the difference
between the old Luzu and the new Luzu?
Like I said, when I was in high school, the transition where I started smoking, it was cool back in high school, smoking and stuff, because I felt like it's something to do for me. Or when I used to enjoy it,
when you say smoking what? To be precise.
Weed and cigarettes and so on. I used to always get at class singing, high and what. But then when I got to varsity, that's where I saw.
Hold on, don't fast forward. You're still in high school. So when you got high, how did it make you feel back then?
Back then,
yeah,
I was. Wabana, sometimes when we get high, we're looking for temporary solutions for a permanent problem. So I used to use like smoking as an escape until, but then it stopped being like I'm visiting. Now I'm smoking every day. If I'm paying Zulala type vibe. So that's where I was like, nah, this is not actually good for me. So still in high school, already I had the mentality of I don't wanna smoke, but I smoked because now I'm addicted. Actually, that's where.
How did you come up to the decision of like, you see now I'm down with this, I don't want to
I'm down. My first year, dog. To be honest, my first year, because sometimes I don't know if you remember, a smoking area, there was still like a lot of smokers, stoners there. Yeah, so even when the class was happening, if a session is on, I used to chill and smoke, But then I saw how it affected my studies, because now I'm smoking and then in class and get high, I'm tired, I sleep on the desk. When I get to my room, I don't remember what we were talking about in class. So I came to a realization, which that's actually setting me back. So, and I have goals, so I was like, this, if it's affecting my future, I'm cutting it off type vibe.
So in short, you stopped smoking specifically because of your academics?
Not just for academics, my spiritual life, everything.
When you say spiritual life, what you mean?
You know, spiritually, like I believe like there's a spiritual dimension, so a lot happens in whatever you do in the physical affects your spiritual lifestyle. So if you can't think with a sober mind, how is your spiritual life active type vibe? I know it might be offensive, but that's my perspective.
No, it's not offensive. We're getting to know you because we need to know your perspective, your views, your feelings and everything. Okay. So what advice would you give to somebody that smokes now?
That smokes? To be honest, I tell people, I advise people to stay sober in any way. Like, I know it sounds too parenty or mature, but when you're sober, you actually see life as it is. Because sometimes, kunomtana ocabanga kuti like ichomizaki because they drink together. That's just the people you drink with. There's someone who think kuti the person he smokes with is his friend. No, that's just the people you smoke with. So learning to, when you're sober-minded, you actually get to see who's really with you, who's not with you, what's good for you and what's not good for you. And it's easier to take a life with a sober mind, because now when you're high, the problem doesn't go away type vibe. It's still there. Some problems you cannot solve them because now you are too relaxed. When you smoke, you get too relaxed. You forget about the reality sometimes. And so, for me, my perspective personally. So quitting, stay sober. I'd advise stay sober.
Stay sober.
Yeah.
So throughout your high school life and your upbringing, like when did you realize that you have this poetic guy inside you? like the music part? When did you realize you got this music talent in you?
Yeah, to be honest, in grade 9 or 10, I wanted to quit school. The main reason I'm here is because of the English class poetry, like William Shakespeare or Othello's. So like by my grade 9, 10, I felt like I didn't understand anything that's happening in school. I'm just going there because I have to go there. When I enter the English class and I get a poem and then we see break it down, it entices me. I fell in love with poetry, and from there I started saying, oh, let me write my own poetry, and then that's why I fell in love with poetry, like in grade 9, 10.
So you wrote your first poem in grade 9, or back then you were still dissecting the poems? Or?
I would say I wrote my first poem, in grade 9. My official poem.
What was it about?
To be honest, let me say, I always have been writing my whole life. Like maybe if I had a problem with my sister or what, I would write with a diary type vibe. My poem, I wrote. Yeah.
Hold on, you have a sister?
Yeah, I have a sister.
I asked you about your siblings. You didn't even bring your
my brother and sister.
You have a brother and a sister.
Yeah. So, but I shared the poetry away. The poetry, of course, it was about. I think I was going through a breakup. It started with the essay. I wrote an essay.
Breakup at grade 9,
bro.
You had to change it, bro.
Hey, bro, it was a lot. I used to love that girl, but the questions, the essay, and yes, a day in a life type vibe is to write about this girl and then after the breakup, that's where I wrote like a small poem about how I'm feeling, because a poet writes what he feels. It's straight from the heart. So yeah, that's where I could articulate my words properly.
I can simply tell that you into poet. Who's your favorite poet?
I am my favorite poet. I know you're expecting me to say someone, but to be honest, I've watched Kanye West. I've watched Kanye West, Erykah Badu. There's a lot of, if you can check Def Jam comedy sessions, poetry slams. Yeah, there's a lot of poets that are there and they're actually dope.
Okay, like beside the poetic part, who's like your like somebody that inspires you in the music industry?
In the music industry, to be honest, it can only be Casper Nyovest, actually.
Why him?
Not just because of his music, because he's from Northwest, so having to be able to see someone come from the dust, like from Mafikeng or Northwest, like from the nature you are from. Because sometimes you must understand, even WHP, you must understand in Northwest there's not a lot of stars. There's a few stars. So if someone literally breaks out of that place, it shows good. It's possible to reach that status. So when I saw Casper Nyovest grow from what he was to what he is, I'm actually inspired and still am.
Now that you've told us about your projects, your True Minds and Almost Famous, whatsoever. So tell me now, what are you currently working on now? What can we expect from you from today onwards? And where can we get your music or your music videos and everything?
Okay, you can find my music everywhere on all the platforms. Just type in Galore, Galore, the poet, 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 and then you'll find my music. But right now I'm about to release a song. It's called Ep1, and I'm not alone. I have Prosper 2.0. So it's actually an Afro pop love song. Yeah.
Okay, can you give us maybe 6 bars of what you're currently working on? Just bless the views, bless me as your host here at Campus TV. Just bless us now. At least 30 seconds. Anything a cappella. What's in your mind now? Just bless us with that.
If I make mistakes, it's unprepared.
Just be yourself. Be yourself.
It's been a minute since I wrote something I really felt. I told you a secret to keep, not to really tell. Damn, guess we live and learn. We learn to stay focused through the hardest times. The teardrops make the vision blurry. How can you dream about a mansion in a shack if black don't crack while black brothers doing crack? It's black on black and white men still on the land. We'd rather fight each other. Reshapane Castena, oh sister Bettina, and we all use the rubber less.
Damn, that's a banger for you. That's a banger, my brother. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Like, thank you. This is UT Campus TV, creating to inspire, get to know the artists. Thank you, Galore, for gracing us with your presence. So, catch me on my other show. It's your boy, Kalite Kunzin Peeps. Unyambo shooting aside, Marco Kama Peace, Abanye from Sabins. Yo, catch me on my next show.